Young Thug been having a tough week. Young Thug started out just beefing with Gunna, but after these jail phone calls, the beef spread to the whole industry.
The girl, Gorilla, she,
Yeah.
why do people say she pretty? That be ugly as fuck. Doing that and that. Ain't nobody getting nothing but goddamn Pluto. He definitely do it. She probably done killed some of his babies, for sure. On my lad album, hell yeah. He sent a song for my lad album. Yeah, he sent a song for it. Then goddamn, when it's time to clear the song, he don't clear the song, so the song didn't make the album.
But that's not surprising because people are phony, the industry's phony, like we didn't know that.
They're gonna try to belittle you. They're gonna try to cellulize your name. They're gonna try to sabotage you, destroy you.
Try to make a diss record that clears name and nobody really liked it.
Divine Hellcats, I'm tired of all these foreign
I ain't gonna lie, this don't feel like Thug. It feel like a version of Thug that's trying to tap into his future vibe. Lone leaked this from It's Up There podcast saying, disclaimer, my team believes this is AI. Enjoy the art, it's entertainment, and AI according to my team.
Allegedly, it was all AI. We don't know about that diss record. 37 years of probation. Title of this video coming from Poetic Flacco. Gunna's career is over after Young Thug exposes him in this new interview.
But after this interview, and if you were one of the 100,000+ people watching this live, you walked away from this interview probably on Young Thug's side, or probably feeling differently about Young Thug than you felt before the interview. I'm convinced that the majority of people who was clowning Thug, attacking Thug throughout this week, Thug won over everybody, man. That's just a fact. If you watch this interview, Thug came across as honest, genuine, passionate. Thug really poured his eyes out, and Thug put things into perspective, man. Because what a lot of us thought was Thug,
Perspective, really?
this petty, vindictive dude who's trying to run everybody, who's trying to control people's life, who's trying to gossip. And he went down the list. He addressed everything and didn't shy away from nothing. The first thing he addressed is the Gunna situation. Why are you so hard on Gunna, man? Because a lot of us look at Gunna as like the victim, as this quiet dude who's just trying to make music and live, and Thug is just keep on picking at him.
Yeah, it definitely looked bad. When Thug touched down, first thing he did is started bucking with Gunna.
Broke down why he's taking this Gunna thing personally and why he believed Gunna is a rat, even though a lot of us say Gunna just took a plea deal.
My twin, bro. I don't got my friends, bro. I'm just fuck, right? I'm fuck, bro. The nigga I be with every day, I don't got him no more, bro. I'm fuck, bro. Damn. I'm fucked up, bro. I don't know what to do, bro. Like,
Oh, he miss him. Thug miss Gunna.
man, I ain't lose no nigga to tragic. I lost a nigga to betrayal, bro. You signing that one piece of paper, signing your initials on this one piece of paper could get me a life sentence, my nigga. Like, what? Come on, bro. I get a life sentence, all this piece of paper you signed, bro. Just cause you trying to get home fast, or you just trying to get to a hole, or you just doing a certain thing, bro. And you already done betrayed a nigga before, bro. Damn. A piece of paper, nigga, you on that? A piece of paper in all this shit, nigga. We men, bro. We brothers, nigga. Ain't no nigga in the world making me go get Gunna. No nigga, bro.
He be having a lot to say about street dudes on this particular channel. Y'all know it, bro. But what Young Thug just says expands beyond the streets, and it expands beyond just this court case, man.
Let me find out you getting the conscience, Flacco. Flacco getting the conscience. He said it expands into friendship and brotherhood and love. Shut up.
Think about what Young Thug just said. Think about the principle and the context he just said, yo. Put yourself in a room with your best friend. Y'all in a room and y'all trapped. And the people who got y'all trapped in the room come and say, yo, here's a piece of paper. The first person to sign this piece of paper gets to leave this room. But your homie is gonna die. And you say, man, I ain't signing that paper, bruh. All right? I ain't signing that paper. Listen, man, me and my best friend gonna fight out the situation or else we both die. But I ain't gonna sign this paper and kill my best friend. You crazy? You said, nah, I ain't signing it. And then you look over and your best friend is taking that pen and signing it with the intent that if he leaves this room, you are going to die. And he's comfortable and okay with signing that paper and leaving you for dead.
That is true. They was in it together.
And walks out the room. when he walks out the room and the door closes, you start to fight your way out of it, and you start swinging, flipping chairs, whatever, and you find a way to defeat the people who got you in the room, and you leave the room, and now you're free and safe.
Hey, bruh. How you doing? Look who's alive. Hey.
Do you go back to liking the best friend who signed the paper, not know
Let's hang out, man.
we're gonna make it out this room, thinking you're probably gonna die in this room? You'll probably hate him too. When Thug put it into perspective, this is where you gotta understand him. Now, let's make it even worse. The person you were trapped in the room with is someone that you took care of, gave millions of dollars to, took care of their mama, took care of their kids, took the shirt off your back and gave it to him when you ain't have a shirt to put on, and they did that to you. How will you react?
I had him man with me every day since late 2015. I had him man with me every day, bro. I made that man I made him a millionaire. Like, I bought his first apartment that he lived in. I bought it with my money. I made him put his money up. Keep your money. I bought it with my money because I had a little extras. I bought that shit. I went half and half with you to buy your mama house. Your mama first house, get her out of the hood. I did that. Me. I told you to go down there to the country town and get your daddy, no matter what your differences is with your daddy. I told you that. I know for a fact, me personally, I know your dad don't look at you like a real nigga. I know that. It's my man's. Your dad is my OG. He don't look at you like that. I made you.
Oh, that's how far they go back? That's how you know him?
Your dad, I made you reunite with your family and do the right thing. I just poured my all into him, bro. I gave him more time than my children, bro. I gave him more time than my kids. I gave him more time than my old lady. Like, I poured my life into these people, bro.
This interview forced us.
That's correct. I mean, it makes sense why he would be mad, but that's how snitching works, nigga.
Really go back and look at Gunna's plea deal. And if you look at the plea deal, Gunna agreed to testify against Thug. Now he never had to testify. It was never used against Thug in court. He never really had to come to court and testify, but he agreed to testify. So if you're looking at it from a street perspective and you're a Thug and you're a Gunna, if you agree to testify against your brother, if you agree that when push comes to shove, if y'all need me to testify against Thug, I'm going to come and testify against Thug. And you can't plead the fifth for the things you already pled guilty to in that plea deal. So if you had to take the stand and say YSL is a gang, you would have had to do that because that's what you already agreed to in the plea deal. The Fifth Amendment, to plead the fifth, would be I'm pleading the fifth to things that I could potentially go to jail for in the future. YSL is a gang, and those things that you already pled guilty towards, you can't plead the fifth to that. So if you're signing that plea deal not knowing that these folks would never call you, you're signing it with thinking and knowing they're going to call me one day to testify. And you were comfortable doing that. If you look at the highlighted area, it says, if called by any party in this case, you would testify truthfully, but reserve your right to assert your Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination.
So technically he wasn't a snitch, but he's just saying, I'm down to snitch. He said, if you need me, I'll snitch on you if that's what you really need.
Agreed to this. So he agreed to testify against Thug. He just never had to testify against Thug.
We going in the trial saying that YSL is not a gang. Now you got Gunna and the rest of these 7 niggas take a plea and say YSL is a gang, except Duke. Everybody else who took a plea said YSL is a gang. Now my lawyer, we having a meeting, all the lawyers having a round table meeting. Now all the lawyers saying YSL ain't no gang. These are the points we're gonna hit. This is what we're gonna do. YSL not a gang. This is what we're going to. All lawyers are aligned. 100% all they are. This is what we doing. Hold on. Break. Now this nigga take a plea and say it is a gang. Now these 7 niggas take a plea and say it is a gang. Now they going back into the drawing board. Now the lawyer going to the drawing board like, well, now we talking to the jurors. First we telling the jurors.
Okay, maybe it's a gang. Maybe. Let's see. Could be a gang.
YSL ain't a gang. Now we going back to the jury and say, well, some people might say it's a gang. But we ain't a part of that part of it. We a part of the record label part.
You agree to testify, you never really did, but you agreed to testify if you had to. And based on what you did, I had to change up my entire defense, which gave me a lesser percentage of actually defeating this RICO because of what you did. Now, here's where Young Thug, I guess, messes up, right? Young Thug messes up because Young Thug is more mad at certain people than the other, right? Like, for example, Young Thug would say, yo, DK and others, they're wrong, they're flawed for taking the exact same plea deal that Gunna took, but he's less mad at them because he believed that Gunna took the plea deal first.
What about the who actually started YSL with you? Didn't they take their plea before Gunna? No, he the first plea. For real? Gunna took the first. He know that. You know that. I didn't know that. Gunna took the first plea. I thought them niggas already telling them. No, Gunna took the. They had already told back in the day on crimes and shit that they was involved in and all that.
They had other telling.
Nah, see, look. The RICO came in 2022. I'm thinking. The RICO came March 9th, 2022, man. What's the little dude? I mean, May 9th. From your hood. That's DK. Started, and who is another one too? Slug? Yeah. I'm thinking that them two are already saying like this ain't Vincent. Yeah, me, Shy, and Cuz start the game, right? Yes. And we all identify as the three founders. Right. And we signed Thug. And the two founders saying, yeah, it's a game. But Bank saying it's not. How is Thug wrong for just being an artist by saying it is too? That's what I'm thinking happened. Nah, that ain't what happened. That ain't what happened, Bank.
What happened is he's trying to get out of jail. He said what he had to say. I feel where they're coming from. I feel what Thug is saying. But it's a certain point where you have to take responsibility for your actions. You know what you did or what you didn't do. You're aware of Gunna's involvement or his lack of involvement. I don't know how deep Gunna was into everything, but clearly he was trying to get the hell out. For you to condemn him, I think it's kind of silly because you're still committing to the street code. To me, in and of itself, that's you not changing your life. Now, the betrayal, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Nobody can deny that betrayal sucks. But Thug, I think you should just move forward. But I hear what he's saying. He said that was his little man. You know, he let him to slaughter. He left him out to the wolves.
The first plea took was Gunna plea. Ever. The first plea took was Gunna. Slug, all them took pleas after Gunna. Everybody took the plea after Gunna. I can't even be as mad at them as I can be as him. I should, because y'all still grown men. No matter what this nigga say, y'all grown men, just like me. When he said YSL was a game, the smartest thing for me to do is say, yeah, it is a game. One of the nigga who they saying is a founder of it, he not even a founder. One of the
Did Thug say that in the when he copped out? I'm trying to remember. I know this nigga got a lot of probation, and that's the thing. You talking and playing these games, dude. You sitting with a what do you got, like a 15-pack? A probation? Come on, man. That's crazy.
Saying as a founder that came on out and took a plea and said it's a game. You'll be a mother idiot to sit in here saying that it's not a game.
That's where Young Thug messed up at. That's where he messed up at.
Why?
Because
why?
Will say that DK and others would be an idiot if they didn't take the plea deal and say YSL is a gang, because Gunna already did it first, which is why he's mad at Gunna and not really them for what they did in the YSL trial, but he's really mad at them for them snitching before the trial. And which is why he gave his...
He mad about them another time, another snitching time. All right, I'm going to understand. That makes sense.
Brother an excuse and told his brother, hey, you take the plea deal, you go home. Because, everybody else already took a plea. So by Thug's logic, people who take a plea after the first person took a plea, they good, they solid, they ain't really rats, because, like everybody else already took the plea. Well, by this logic...
I mean, that make a little bit of sense. I mean, you already snitched on. But the number of witnesses, let's say that they all did end up testifying against you, the number of witnesses does make a difference. One person saying something sounds bad. Several people saying something sounds like the truth.
And Thug is essentially exonerating Gunna. Because DK took the plea deal first. You see, Thug is under the impression that Gunna took the plea deal first. No, DK took the plea deal first, and the paperwork proves it. The first document is DK's plea. If you look at DK's plea in the upper right, the date says 12/13/2022. DK pled guilty December 13th of 2022. If you look in the far right of Gunna's plea deal, it says 12/15/2022. So DK took the plea deal, and then Gunna took the plea deal. So by Young Thug's logic, he's not as mad as Gunna, or he at least understands Gunna taking a plea deal, and he believes Gunna would be a fool not to take the plea deal. So by that logic, then he should forgive Gunna. But I don't feel like Thug feels this way. I feel like Thug really do feel like, hey, bruh, you signed that paper with the intent, knowing that you were going to throw me under the bus and I could possibly do life in prison, and you signed it agreeing to testifying against me if you have to. I can never rock with you again. Gunna has been quiet.
Right, which you shouldn't, but I think tearing him down is just a silly move. That's just me. I don't know.
And him being quiet and letting kind of like the public iron it out, because I feel like right now there is a shifting guard, and people for the most part is sick and tired of street dudes in the streets. So when Thug came out and it felt like antagonizing and picking at Gunna while Gunna's being quiet, a lot of people felt like Thug was, like kind of like being a bully, and which is why a lot of people was on Gunna's side. Now, Thug would actually speak on Gunna's silence, and he would say, yo, Gunna is being quiet because he's strategic. He ain't reach out behind the scenes to, you feel me, to talk to me or I send a text because he's being strategic.
But that's what I'm saying. So why don't you be strategic, Thug? Like, I don't understand that. Be strategic, nigga. Just shut up.